Okay.
We are moving into the late games. So right now, the first late game on the board is the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Chargers. You know, it used to be Ted Hendricks, from Oakland visiting Dan Fouts, for those of you who are old enough to remember that. Instead, it's the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. I got a meeting coming up. That's the buzz you heard. Chargers are minus what? I'm going to skip it. I'm going right through it, Simon Hunter, because we got to get through these things. Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite. Feels like the right side.
And you said the money and the tickets are coming in on the Raiders?
Money and tickets coming in on the Raiders. And the line has moved from 3 to 1.5. So,
yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we can make this the big balls by the week because I do love the Chargers in this situation.
I love the Chargers right here.
It's people got burned last week by the Chargers in just a classic fashion. And the Raiders just had a huge blowout win on the road. Now they're coming back across country to come play the Chargers. So for me, this feels like an autoplay where you can't not take the Chargers. As long as it's under a field goal, I'm happy to take the Chargers here. I think they can get a win here.
Big balls bet of the week. Los Angeles Chargers, minus 1.5 for now. We might get it like at a better number.
Pick. Yeah, it might go down to a pick.
Going. Like, I like it. I like it a lot. You know what I don't like? Steelers 2-touchdown favorites on the road at the Cowboys. Pass. Just pass.
You coward.
You coward.
Yeah, we can pass it. This would be the third straight road game for the Steelers. So they've just beat the Titans. They just went and beat the Ravens. Now they're coming down to Dallas to play arguably one of the worst football teams we've ever seen. Professionally, you should always take the Cowboys here. But as an idiot that I am, I'm going to take the Steelers, and I'm just going to keep fading this Cowboys team. It's just I don't think they've adjusted enough. I think without Dak, this should be a 20-point spread of them at home because what do we know about the Steelers' defense? It's one of the top units on football. They might give up yards, but they get turnovers, and they're staunch in the red zone. So in my mind, if we just get a half-decent effort from the Steelers here and they don't just sleepwalk through this game, I can see them covering this number. But I'm with you. I would not put this in the competition.
Listen, you don't bet against the nooch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you watched that game the other day against Philadelphia. I did because we had it in the competition and we needed it and we got lucky at the end there. But listen, if you listen to the announcers, Ben DiNucci's figuring it out. You can see it in his eyes. The game is slowing down. He so knows what he's doing now. And then he gets sacked 8 times, gives up a fumble that gets us the lock. Like, that was idiotic, some of the commentary on Ben DiNucci figuring it out and the game slowing down for him.
And also, I don't think people are considering enough people that are saying we got lucky. We also got Doug Peterson. This man literally gave the Cowboys 6 points. He kept going for it on his own side or on their side at the 50-yard line on 4th down. They'd get stopped. Cowboys would get maybe 1 or 2 first downs, and then Greg the Leg would kick a field goal. So I know people think we got lucky. That game shouldn't have even been close. That was just a terrible, terrible game altogether by the Eagles team. We got saved by a good Eagles defense, but I'm with you. If you're the smartest guy in the room and you've been taking the Cowboys every week and the Jets every week, you're not the smartest guy in the room. You're just at this point. So I don't want to take the Cowboys. I'm passing on this one.
Fighting words from Simon Hunter. My favorite football team the past 2 years is the Miami Dolphins. They have won us more money. I didn't even bet the Dolphins against the spread this past weekend. We had them in the contest. I bet them on the money line. That's how I roll. ML. Moneyline Millman. That's what they call me.
You're a legend.
Legend. Dolphins are 4.5-point road dogs this week against the Cardinals. I feel like this is a tricky spot, though.
Tricky spot, but the same reason I was cool with you talking me into taking the Rams last week, the same reason this week. It's this Dolphins secondary is one of the most underrated units in all of football. They are arguably have 2 top 8 cornerbacks. And when I'm looking at this game, I think to myself, what do we know about the Cardinals? They can't really run the ball. They're a pass-heavy team. And It looks like the Dolphins just aren't going to ask Tua to do too much. Last week, they just dumbed the game down because they just got 2 defensive touchdowns and a kick return touchdown. So makes me a little worried here. We're buying high a little bit on the Dolphins, but I don't think the number is too bad. Plus 4.5. I know they'll be a public dog this week, but I feel comfortable taking the Dolphins here in a game that I got as a field goal. So I'm happy backing the Dolphins this week.
We are, as they say, we're going back into the tank instead of back to the well. Back because, dolphins, like in an aquarium. Tank. Get it? It's good.
Get it, got it, not good.
Get it? Got oh, Jesus, that was cold. Cold. All right, Saints and the Buccaneers. The Saints are 5.5-point underdogs on the road. This number has moved up from 4.5 to 5.5. And yet, this is a pros Joe's. The numbers moved up because the bets have come in on the Buccaneers, but the money's come in on the Saints.
So the tickets are coming in on the Saints?
Tickets are coming in on the Bucs. Money is coming in on the Saints.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked by that. I mean, I know the Buccaneers, they played a really bad game against the Giants, but that was well overdue. They'd played 2 games in a row just flawlessly, and they were due for a letdown game, especially when they were looking ahead to this game. I can't – the Saints, man, I don't like it. I haven't liked what I've seen the last couple of weeks. Drew Brees, I don't like what I'm seeing from him.
I don't like it either.
Still no Michael Thomas. Still, like, Sanders has been out with COVID. We're hitting a point here where in this Buccaneers game, I hate that it's such a high spread, but I feel comfortable taking it where I have this at 6.5 for the Buccaneers. So in my mind, I'm getting a Buccaneers team that played a really bad game that I know they won by the skin of their teeth, and it came down to 2-point conversion. But I just see them rebounding really big here at home in a primetime game with Brady. So I feel comfortable taking the -5.5 here with the Buccaneers.
You feel contest comfortable, or you just feel comfortable like as a better?
That's tough to say. I love – you know what? Yeah, let's put that in for right now. I do love it. It's been killing me these Sunday nights, though, because like you just said, we got to stay up until whatever it is, 11:30, 12, and then I get up at 4 in the morning and start working on the next week. It is brutal, but in this situation here, like just with the Eagles last week, I feel like this is a good number for a primetime game with a favorite. So I'm comfortable. I'm with it. Let's take the Buccaneers.
Listen, brother. Listen. I do not – if the excuse we need to not take the Bucs is that we can't stay up, I'm with you. Listen, like the fact I was up till 2:00 in the morning for the election stuff, and the Action Network editorial team was working until 6 a.m. And we had a meeting at midnight to go over our staffing plans because we saw like how crazy the night was going to be and wanted to make sure we were able to cover it all through the night. And like the response I got for being able to stay up until midnight and be available to even say, hey, maybe we should talk about this was overwhelming. So there's no way I want to stay up to watch a game that I actually have to bet on. So I'm happy to not put it in just for that.
We'll put on the side. Well, because worst case, you can just go back you can go to bed at halftime and I'll just be the one sweating it.
I can't do it that way. I got to sweat it. I got to know. I had to sweat. Listen, we're in 38th place in the DraftKings contest. And the only reason I know that is because you had told me and Matt Mitchell earlier in the day that we were top 40 with our finish. And then if the Bucs didn't cover, we would be moving up the chains. And so like I had to stay up just for that. Like, and I had surgery that day.
Yeah. And it's funny, the top competition guys, a lot of these guys, every week, if you go through their picks, all they're doing is fading the Cowboys and the Jets with 2 of their picks. And then the 3 other picks they have left over, they either go 2 favorites and 1 dog or 2 dogs and 1 favorite. And it's been like I want to say at the top 50% of the people on Monday night played the Buccaneers, which was – I'm not trying to say it was a stupid bet by them, but, like, come on. So, like, in my mind, it gives me confidence. I'm like, all right, these guys are kind of amateur. They're making amateur bets here. So – right now, where me and you are sitting, if we can just keep like we talk all the time, if our bad weeks are 2 and 3, we're gonna be in this top 50 come week 16. So I'm really excited right now.
All right, the last game is the Patriots and the Jets. The Patriots are 7-point favorites. This team's trash. The Jets are trash. Neither of us want to spend our Monday night. Like, to me, that Monday night, I'm circling that. That's when I'm finishing the Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I am not watching this game.
Trash game. Betting the Patriots just because I'm just going to keep fading the Jets. It's just been good to me. And can't give you a good read on it. Had this number at 7, so technically you're getting good value on the Jets, but I don't care. Taking Cam on the road against just horrible Jets team.
All right, we are going to get to the phrase that pays. We're going to announce our winner. We're going to announce that we're giving money away to charity again. But we are through the board. And
first, Survivor contest.
Oh, yes. Survivor. We continue to survive because we had the Bucs last week.
We're doing it. And we talk all the time. We started with over 500,000 people. We are down below 16,000 people left.
No way.
Yep. And those people were praying for that Bucs loss because that was 35% of our pick pool was in that Bucs game. So that would have been huge for the other contestants if the Bucs would have lost that game. But as always, me and Chad prevail because we are the greatest
of all time.
I don't know if I had to check. I don't think we've taken Pittsburgh yet. That feels like the smart play this week.
Yep.
You get Pittsburgh out of the way in that tough division. We'll put them on there. And then the other play, which is risky, would be New England. There's no other situation the rest of the year you're going to take this terrible New England team.
Can't
do it?
No way. That's terrible. That's a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
So you heard it from the man himself. We're just going to lock in Pittsburgh for our
lock in the Steelers.
I'll put out a poll anyway because it's fun seeing how people vote. But, yeah, we'll lock in the Steelers for Survivor.
Brilliant. I love it. I totally love it. Here's our roundup right now. Steelers for Survivor pool. We love the Lions +4. We're going to keep an eye on Washington -3. We're hoping it drops. We are going to take the Bills off our list unless we can get them at 3.5. Right now they're at 2.5. But the weather in the Paris of Western New York looks a little too nice for us to feel good at less than a field goal. I think the Colts are big. No, they're not. We like the Colts, but we want that at 3.5 against the Ravens. We like the Panthers at +10.5. The big balls bet of the week. Chargers -1.5 against the Raiders. We're hoping that moves a little bit more. We also like Miami +4.5. So I think our 4 right now for sure. Lions, Panthers, Chargers, Fins. Lions, Panthers, Chargers, Fins. And then we got a couple that we're waiting on.
I love it, man. Right? We got a couple good dogs and a couple short home favorites. This feels like a really good weekend. Come Sunday, you're going to text me and say, should we do the bye? Once again, I'm going to be like, I love this board. It's going to be hard to take a bye week this week. But we will let the fans know if we do take a bye, of course. But this feels like a good week.
The problem is we're going to feel good every week. So cause
we're hot. We're hot right now.
We're geniuses. You don't want to get off this train. And so,
no.
loving is this good. You know what I'm saying?